Hello and welcome everyone to Variety Stick, and finally the Samsung Galaxy A17 has arrived to the US market. I know this phone been out since last year in September, but now the phone has arrived for all the US carrier such as Tor Wireless, Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket, Boost, Verizon and T-Mobile. In this video I'll be doing unboxing and review, so without any further ado, let's find out. Now, just before we speak about the pricing, I know the price is a key factor for so many people, but you guys need to know that the Galaxy A17 consider low budget device from Samsung. The lowest one in 2026 will be the Galaxy A7 and then the A17. For that reason, the phone will be affordable, especially if you buy the phone from the US carrier such as Metro by T-Mobile. You can sign up a new number, get the phone for absolutely free. This model I have here will be Tor Wireless. I was able to buy the phone upright $99 without buying a line, but if you sign up for a new number or switch your number, you will get the phone for absolutely free. Or if you sign up a new number in the Tor Wireless store, they're gonna give it to you for $19. I believe that would be the same thing with the Cricket, Boost Mobile. Depends where you purchase the phone from, so that will determine the price. Now, if you want to buy the phone unlock upright, the phone will be available as the time I'm recording the video for $199. Also, the price could go up based on the specification because this phone comes in different variants, so it's gonna come also with different prices. The price might go over $200. Now let's take a quick look on the main specification. Taking into consideration this is the US model of the Galaxy A17. If you buy the A17 4G, it's going to be different processor. If you buy the international, also is going to be different. This specifically the Tor Wireless device, or if you buy it from any prepaid carrier such as Metro, Cricket, etc. Now we'll kick off with the design and build. The phone will be with the plastic frame, the back will be plastic, the front will be Gorilla Victus Plus. The phone is IP rated, water and dust resistance with IP54. The phone, it's not water and dust proof. And before we talk about the other specification, you guys also need to know that the phone has very similar specification for the Galaxy A16, but I will make dedicated video explain the differences between the A17 and the 16. Specs wise, they're going to be very similar, but there are a few differences I'm going to cover in completely separate video, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. You will be notified when I upload this video. The screen specifications, the size will be 6.7 inches, Super AMOLED 90Hz refresh rate with 1080 for the resolution. Screen to body ratio is going to be 80%, and the operating system is going to be Android 16 with One UI from Samsung. The phone has the latest as the time I'm recording the video, and also Samsung promised 6 major Android updates, which is huge for low-end device like the Galaxy A17. Now for the hardware, we have Exynos processor 1330 Octa-core 5nm. Other variants, I believe the international is gonna come with MediaTek G99 6nm, so different specification, but the US model is gonna be with Exynos processor. Also for the US model is gonna come, I believe, standard 128 of internal storage with 4 GB of RAM. I believe if you buy the phone unlocked, you will have the option to go 256 gigs, rather to be 4 gigs, 6 gigs, and 8 gigs of RAM. Now for the camera, starting with the back camera, it has 50 megapixel sensor with iOS 1.8 aperture. And we have another sensor, 5 megapixel for ultra-wide, and we have a macro lens to give you some zooming or 2 optical zoom. The resolution for the video as maximum is going to be 1080 at 30 fps, and the phone, by the way, support slow motion. For the front-facing camera, it's going to be 13 megapixel, also with 1080 at 30 fps. And you guys are not going to expect much of recording video with the Galaxy A17, but later on I will show you more samples and speak in details about the camera. And finally will be the battery, 5000 milliamp with 25 watt of quick charging. The phone does not support wireless charging. Now let's do the unboxing, give you my first impression, show you the package and everything. The package will be different from where you purchase the phone from. I believe Metro is going to be just a standard Samsung package, but otherwise they like to use this one because they sell the phone in the big boxes. They like to hook the phone to a hook or something, and also is going to show the main specification. As I mentioned before, the typical package of any Toro wireless simple mobile track phone brand's gonna be the same thing. Let's go ahead and crack this open and trying to take a look to see just what comes in the box. It will be start guide over here, and we have some activation IMEI number information, and it's gonna be the device itself, and we're gonna have C2C data and charging cable, and we should have also as I said, this is going to be the activation guide and some more information about warranty and SIM ejector tool. By going back to the phone, it will be wrapped in this paper wrap. Let's go ahead and take it and have a look. And by the way, the phone is going to look very similar to the Galaxy A36 from the back, and it's going to look exactly like the Galaxy A16. Taking in consideration the phone has the same design, has the same dimension, even the same case of the Galaxy A16 should fit the device. And by the way, the phone does not have headphone jack, so it has been removed. The fingerprint is going to be super magnet, as you guys can see. I just grabbed the phone and the fingerprint on the back of the phone is going to show like crazy. We have dedicated fingerprint. It's going to be on the side with the power key, volume up, volume down, so the rest is going to be similar to any other Samsung device. Now we're gonna go ahead, turn the phone on, spend some time, and come back with more details and information, so stay tuned.
2,000 years later.
Now after spending a little while with the phone, let me kick off with the design build construction. There's not much to talk about the design build construction because the phone replicate the same exact design of the Galaxy A16. Now this is the Galaxy 16 and this is the 17. The 17 should be on the left, and if you guys see here, especially from the front, you guys not gonna see any much difference. And also if you look just to see the thickness, you're gonna notice that the Galaxy A17 barely thinner than the Galaxy A17. But if we look from the back, we're gonna see completely different design. As you guys can see, the Galaxy A16 has a shiny glossy look, while the Galaxy A17 has the matte finish, but still fingerprint will show on the back of the phone. And also the camera has been polished a little bit compared with the Galaxy A16 that has separate camera, as you guys can see. Other than that, there is not much difference. The same IP rated for both devices, as I mentioned before, the same dimension, the same size, pretty much everything the same. So Samsung has not invested in the design of the phone, but overall speaking, the phone look so nice, elegant and premium. Even if we talk about a low-end device from Samsung, the phone still looks good in my opinion. Now the screen or the display has not witnessed any changes from the Galaxy A16, but in my opinion the display is absolutely gorgeous. It's very colorful. The brightness level also is great. This is a Super AMOLED or OLED display. The refresh rate only 90 Hz, but believe me, the phone will deliver a great experience and everything is gonna be better, like smooth due to the high refresh rate. So in the display department, I don't have much to complain, except that the Samsung has not updated any of the display specs from the Galaxy A16. For the operating system, the phone has the latest operating system from Android as the time I'm recording the video, and it's a great thing that Samsung promised 6 major update for Android, which is a great thing. And the phone also has the latest UI from Samsung, the Samsung UI version 8. Overall speaking, the operating system, I'm normally big fan of Samsung operating system, so I don't have any complaint. The phone is loaded with so many great features, which is I can't cover on this video, but I will promise you that I'm gonna make a dedicated video explain all these features for the Samsung A17. Also stay tuned for that video. Generally speaking, the operating system is great, is very optimized and very stable. Now for the hardware performance, the same complaint I had with the Galaxy A16 I still do, especially for the US model with only 4 GB of RAM. Sometimes it will slow down the phone if you open so many apps at the same time, but I understand that people want to buy a budget or low-end device that don't really care about the high performance. But even with all these specifications, testing video games, running some application, I found out that this phone is doing a great job. Playing most of these games such as Need for Speed play flawless on the highest resolution that the phone can get. Especially the display quality show also a nice experience of playing these games. Playing low-end game or high graphics game, I even push the limit with Devil May Cry, going to high settings for the graphics and push 60 FPS, and the game is very playable. I have not noticed any issues, so it seems like for the price of this phone you should be able to get great experience for the hardware performance. And again, as I said, I have a little bit complaint about the storage, 128. For people who want to download so many things, take a lot of pictures and videos, it's not going to be enough. But the phone offers SD card for videos and pictures if you need more. 4 GB of RAM, there's not much we can do, but the phone has the RAM boost. It will help you a little bit. If you believe that 4 GB is not enough for you, then maybe this phone is not going to be for you. Now for the battery performance, surprisingly, Samsung has done something for the battery to be more optimized and last for a very long time. The phone gives me up to 2 days of usage for 5000 milliamp battery. This is insane in my opinion, and you guys gonna expect 12 to 13 screen on time. The phone is going to take long time to charge that because the phone does not support more than 25 watt. So you're going to expect to charge the phone fully within 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is very standard. Now for the camera, after testing every single situation from medium light to daylight, under low light situation, using all the camera feature of the Galaxy A17, surprisingly the phone performed very well. I was able even to take pictures under low light situation, and the phone came up with a great pictures due to the AI with the camera of Samsung, so it enhanced all these pictures, and I was very surprised taking pictures in different situation. You're gonna have a problem if you're trying to give zoom up to 10x. Of course the phone's not gonna give you this because you will need hardware for that. The phone will give you up to 2 optical zoom. More than that, you're gonna have noise and a problem in the picture. The phone offers slow motion, and that's a great addition in my opinion. It's not too shabby, but at least it's available. The phone also gonna be able to take ultra-wide pictures, macro pictures, portrait, and so on. And even the phone has some of the Snapchat filters, which is a great addition for the camera. I haven't seen this feature in the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is surprisingly something good for the people who like to use these filters. Overall speaking, the camera is great, especially speaking of the back camera. The front facing camera also offer ultra wide, portrait, and it takes decent pictures. Not the best, of course, but in my opinion it was great. The only downside is that video recording with 30 FPS is not my big thing. So if you care about the video recording, maybe you wanna upload videos on social media like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and you wanna record videos, I highly recommend to stay away from the Galaxy A17. Other than that, the experience overall for the camera was very acceptable. Now, generally speaking about the Galaxy A17, in my opinion, is a great device. But if you have already the Galaxy A16, do not upgrade to the Galaxy A17. If you have the 13, the 14, and you want to jump to the 17, you're gonna notice massive difference in the performance, the camera, battery, and the UI that the phone offer. So I would highly recommend this device. But if you are with the 16, don't upgrade to the 17. And I believe that was very much it for that video. I wish you guys find it helpful. If it did, thumbs up and subscribe for more videos and more coverage about the Galaxy A17 in the future in this channel. hit the bell, you'll be notified when I upload these videos. And thank you so much everyone for watching. As always, we will talk to you in another video.
I'm a really big hitter, big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last.